Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to create a ping pong game using Scratch. Now let's get on to it. I'll just use sprites in Scratch to do this. So I'll first of all need a ball. I'll just use the local sprites to do this. I'll need line. I'll need, and now I'll need a paddle. So this actually the basic requirements, or these are basic things I need. I'll need two of this line and the paddle. So let's get started. So okay, I'll go for the ball positioning. I think of the game, I just like the ball to go at 0-0. And whenever I click this, the ball should just go at 0-0. Now for this line and paddle, I'll do the same thing. But for the paddle, I think I want the paddle to point in the 180. So just make it point and then go to an X position or something like minus 200. Now I'll just set it. I'll set it here. Get minus 200. Okay, so this is the position for this, and if I get to duplicate this, I'll just set to 200 on the opposite. So the distance between the two is 400. Now the reason why I'm leaving this space is just so I want to put some neon lights here and here. So you'll just see at the end of the game. Now for this paddle, I like to set the paddle, but I don't really want to start positioning it, and it has to be perhaps at some particular distance from the line. So the simplest thing to do is I'll just position the paddle close to the line. So I'll take the line, then I think 20 pixels away from the position of the line. Make the job okay. Yeah, that's it. It's not. Now I'm just gonna duplicate this line, then 20 pixels or minus 20 from the position of one line of this other line. Okay, that's great, that's great, that's great. But let me just use the minus operator. Okay, minus 20. Yeah, that's great. It's working fine for now. I just feel like this distance is not the same. I don't know why, but that's okay. Now, okay, everything set or it's initialized, but the game hasn't started. I'll take I'll take the paddle movements first. So I'll just take a forever loop. Then when I click on this, I'll take it again and create the motion with if statement. I'll use the sense of pressing key, and so just take it up. Then I'll change just the y and just the y coordinates for this one. I'll duplicate this, just set to the down arrow. Then here we have the okay, so that's it for the motion. Don't mind with this, I'll just set this to paddle speed. So I'll create a variable now. Start by deleting this. Make my variable paddle speed for all sprites. Then I'm gonna set this to let's say 5. So that's paddle speed, and then up here, and that's paddle speed. So I'll just give this the same. And for this one, player is gonna play with so I use the AZT, so I'll just take cure for up, E for up and cure for down. I think that will pretty much work very well. So when I start again, yeah, okay, that's it. It's working perfectly. Right now, that's the paddle speed. So the movement of the paddle is working. Now for the ball to bounce and do other stuffs. First of all, there's one thing I need to add to the paddle. So I don't actually, if you look at this paddle, I don't want it to enter like this at the edges. So I'll just use one simple block that will sometimes neglect this block if an edge bounce. So it will just bounce. And let's say not pretty smooth when you force it, but yeah, it works. So you can actually enter more than the paddle speed movement. Now, okay, I'm going to go for the ball. The same process. So the ball first of all has to move in a random direction. So I'll point in direction. I'll just point in a random direction from let's say minus 179 to 180. So you just point in a random direction. So it's pointing. Now forever, I think you just move by 10. And then now we get some conditions like if touching. So if touching, let me see, I'll take if touching the paddle first of all. Now, okay, before the paddle, the ball need to bounce on the edges. So if I start the game, okay, good. The ball is bouncing on the edges, but for now, paddle and the other lines are not reacting. Pretty normal. Now I'll just do for the paddle and paddle one and paddle two simultaneously. So if touch this, two things you do. So you just bounce to a direction, and now this direction will be randomly picked, but it will be let's say in range. Now let me explain this using the costume. I can explain this. So for example, if you're bouncing and you want the ball to bounce in a particular range, that's to bounce in let's say this range here. Now what do you say? So you pick an angle because actually these lines intersect somewhere here, meaning they actually form this angle. So you will pick an angle ranging from this point to this point. Therefore, the ball will always be bouncing, varying within this range, and that's why this method is the best. Now let me move this. So now to implement that in the code for this for the okay for the ball. Now for the first paddle, this paddle it will bounce in this direction. So it's obvious. I'll take something like from 30 to 150, or let me just take from 140 40, 140. And then obviously I'll just do negative because it's in the opposite direction, 140. Then we get this. So if the ball is touching, so if I just insert it, and now, okay, it works. But now there's another problem we have. Or let's say we are not done. The line is not reacting yet, so we need to code for the line. And to do that, very simple. I'll just, and this move, let me just create the speed of ball. Speed for this part only, so that will simply be the speed of the ball. And I'll set the speed of the ball to, let me say, 6 pixels per, per loop. Now, so you see the ball moving at 6 pixels per loop. And if you increase the speed, so this is it. If you increase this, the ball goes faster. And so that's actually how it works. And zero, the ball doesn't move at all. So that's it. So that's why this is here. So I can just see the speed. It's the speed of the ball. Now, for if the ball is touching the lines, I'll code that. Let me just do all the block out before inserting it. I'll use the sense block. Okay, so I'll first of all do for the first line. It's touching the first line. What do I want the ball to do? Okay, I'll just say, okay, you know what? Go back to the middle and pick any random direction. Yeah, that will be it. Then maybe if we're going to have scores, let me just put score for player one and make another variable score for the player two. Okay, so this is now we have the score for our two players. So I can just come here and if the ball is touching the line one, obviously it's will increment, sorry. So it changes the score of player two by one. And if I just duplicate this, changes to player one, and if the line is touching if the ball is touching line two, then okay. I think now we are good for part C of trial. Now let me just try this out. So I'll try this out. Okay, so it's first incrementing. Then if you hit it, it bounces. The other player is playing, it bounces. Score of player one. Okay, so everything is good now for now. Having this speed and this. So I'll just put the score somewhere here. And yeah, for now the game isn't finished. So that was just for the movement. Everything has been set quite easily. Now, now I have all the sprites um reacting to the ball touch. So what I need now is okay. I'll create the last costume. This one I'll paint myself. So the costume will be something like this. Let me set it to 0, 0. Let me set it to the coordinate 0, 0. Okay, so as to see how I'm going to draw this. Okay, okay, okay. Let me just say for now, go to back layer. Or whenever I click, just go to back layer and take an initial position of 0, 0. From there, go to back layer. Good. Okay, now I don't actually want this background. I'll change the color. Mm, I'll prefer take something more of. I'll take something like this. Yeah. Then just reduce this. Okay, I think I pretty like this thing. I like this. Now I'll go to the backdrop and I'll draw the same for the backdrop. But for the backdrop, I'll choose red color. So I'll take it like this. Yeah, pretty good. So I'll copy this, paste it, swap, and then do the same thing on the other side. Just get this to be sure. Okay, I think for now everything is going smooth. Yeah, it's smooth. I really want to see this demarcation. Okay, for now everything's clean. Now, what do I do with this backdrop? I'll simply when I start, this is where I'll get my neon lights. But for now, let me just leave that one. Oh, okay, let me put it. I'll change the color. So you get something like this. And obviously, it will change after, let me say, particular number of seconds. Let me just take 0.2. And now your game is animated. So that's the game. I think now this is the game. So I can add more features. Now, let me add something like, for example, the player name should be printed here each time. And okay, I forgot to reset. Each time you start the game, just kind of reset the variables to 0, 0. So the score is good. And now you have your small ping pong for you. Okay, so this is a two-player game. I can also make it to be one-player game on the computer, but that one's for later. Now, I want to get the names of the two players, so I'll just get the variable name of player one for all sprites, and the name of player two for all sprites too. So I'll just get ready to set these two values. And at the beginning of the game, I just have to add some questions like, what's the name of player one? What's the name of player two? So what's your name, player one? And then the same thing for player two. I'll just add your names and get the response here, and I'll set player one name and player two answer. So the answer after the question, and then the next question, so the answer changes to the player one name. Then I'll set these variables just here at the center in case somebody's name is very lengthy. And by default, I just want those names to be empty. So I can duplicate this, set player one name, player two, so nothing less. And when I click this, okay, so it's empty. The score is 0. Player name empty. So player one, just type in my name, perfect. And for player two, I'll just type in Henry or John. Let me just type John. Then Henry and Perfect and John can start playing the game. Oh, knowing well who is Perfect and who is John, so they can start playing the game. Okay, for now, I need to put a time limit in this my game. I can't just play with John forever, and I don't really want an end scene where we are going to declare with the winner. The game should just stop after a certain amount of time. So to do this, we're just going to do one click. We're going to use the timer. First of all, reset the timer and forever if eventually the timer is sorry greater than, for now I'll just say 30 seconds to test it. I'll just look for the stop all. Yeah, stop all. Okay, there's another minor problem. It will even stop or maybe before. So okay, I need to reset the time after the second player enters his name, which means yeah. Let me just read time. So you have enter my name and enter player two name. And the timer has reset and we can now play our game up to 30 seconds when this will stop. So 30 seconds, but the game didn't stop. There should be a problem somewhere. Ah, sorry. Okay, no, I got this. So that's Affair and John. I'll just wait for 30 seconds for this game to stop. Let me just play. Now, uh, I think this is all for this ping pong game. Hope you have learned a lot from scratch. Thank you for watching this video. Please share, like, and subscribe. And that's the game stopping. So the game stops as this video will stop. May God be your guide. I think I did everything in this video. God be your guide. Thank you for watching this video. Share and please practice more on this scratch. Actually develop more skills just by practicing these little projects. So goodbye and see you in the next video.